Hey there, it's Brian. Thank you so much for joining me for another edition of There You Go with Brian. This is a live edition. We haven't done one of these in a while, but it is springtime. More specifically, it's April the 11th, 2024. And I thought, it's springtime. It's a good time to get out, and we have a very specific reason to be hitting the road today. On There You Go with Brian. Glad that you're here with me. Oh yes, we were here just about a year ago, and I just had to come back because today is a special day. It's my grandmother's birthday. Happy birthday, Viola Jordan. Oh, hey, look. They've got a patio now. You can come here and have lunch. It's a beautiful cemetery. Let's check it out. They even allowed dogs here at Graceland. There's a noble beast. Just out for a walk. Well, it's a beautiful overcast day here in Chicago. It's April 11th, 2024. And we are here in one of my favorite cemeteries, Graceland Memorial Cemetery. It was built in 1860, and it was pretty much the premier cemetery. If you wanted to be laid to rest in a beautiful spot in Chicago, this was the place. And what they did was they encouraged a lot of the big movers and shakers in Chicago, people like Potter Palmer and Marshall Field and all of those folks, to get on the board, and then they would give them deals on large plots so they could have their family here. And so, so that's how it all began. And to my amazement, somehow, my humble grandparents were able to get their plots at one of the best cemeteries in Chicago. I think you met these two on an earlier vlog. That's my grandfather, Otto Jordan, PFC, U.S. Army, World War II veteran, born in 1907, and he got his wings October 24th, 1979. And here you go, it's the birthday girl herself. Happy birthday, Viola P. Jordan, wife and mother. Born on April 11th, 1915. Passed away on May 28th, 1992. I remember it well. My goodness. Now, I came back to the cemetery. I hadn't been here in about 45 years, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna come back here. I hadn't been here in a while, but I'm glad I did. It's really nice, and happy birthday to my grandmother, Viola Jordan. She's got an interesting story. I probably won't go into all of it here today, but such an interesting story, as I'm sure all of these folks have really interesting stories when you go back through history, especially through the Great Depression. As you can see, my grandmother was born in 1915, and from everything I've been able to glean from family and friends, she's a farm girl, Viola was, and she was born and raised in Kansas City, or outside of Kansas City on a farm. She had 4 sisters, and actually Otto was her second husband. He was a good guy too, really good guy. He was a bartender for Sheraton hotels and also several different country clubs around Chicago. But Viola actually met her first husband when he drove through the small town she was living in, Kansas City, and offered her a ride in his brand new car. And once she got in, he didn't let her out until he drove all the way to Chicago, and then they wound up married. Anyway, a small bit of history of Viola P. Jordan. So, just wanted to wish you a happy birthday, Grandma. Okay, for our birthday girl today, we had to bring her a fresh cup of hot coffee. There you go, medium roast. And we also brought a cinnamon cookie for the birthday treat. I'm sure she'll be willing to share with her husband. Today's video is sponsored by Hillary's Cookies. The cinnamon cookie is from there. Delicious. There was one other one. I had that. This one's for Viola and Otto. And the coffee is brought to you by the good folks at Wintrust Bank. When you go do your banking at Wintrust, not only can you trust them, but you can get yourself a good cup of coffee too. And who doesn't like that? That's what I say, if I can figure out how to open it. Oh, there we go. Hot and rich. There you go. Happy birthday, Viola. Happy birthday, Grandma. But I tell you, that's the interesting thing about coming to a cemetery like Graceland. You just never know who you're going to run into and what their story is going to be or what their monument's going to look like. Like this one just really stuck out. There's nothing around me but gray granite. It's a little dreary, but still, it's got a certain charm to it. And there's no color at all when you come, except for this person's monument. There's always something that you can learn from just going around and introducing yourself to people who have a story that you just may not know about. This is Ruth Pater. Her epitaph says, "To love and be loved is to feel the sun from both sides." David Viscott. What a striking memorial. Pater was a senior research scientist in the polymer matrix composites section of the materials division at NASA's Lewis Research Center. Her research focused on developing new high temperatures and advanced polymers that could improve aircraft performance and fuel efficiency. Pater earned her bachelor's degree in chemistry from Tancheng College in 1962 in her native Taiwan. There she received the Chinese Women's Association's highest award for academic achievement. After immigrating to the U.S. in the early 1970s, Pater earned her master's degree at Southeastern Massachusetts University and a doctorate at Brown University. She worked several years in industry before joining NASA Lewis in 1980. In 1986, Pater accepted a senior polymer scientist position at Langley Research Center. She authored over 60 technical papers and holds an array of patents, including 4 filed while at Lewis for her work in high-temperature polymers. In 1992, Pater received NASA's Exceptional Scientific Achievement Medal. Nice going, Ruthie. One more time, though. This is just really so striking. I love that they allow this, because I could see how, maybe somebody might say, I don't know, it's a little flashy, but it's flashy, but it's classy. I like that. You got a lot of time to think when you're in a place like this.
Something old, something new, something for me, something for you. It's a big, big world. Let's check it out.